Kyle,
Hey, Nick.
guess what?
What?
In about a month,
Yeah?
we're going to be at the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
No shit.
Yeah, just just a little over a month from right now. We're going to be at the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
Hell yeah.
I know. We're going to be hanging out with all of the cool people at the Orlando Whiskey Festival. We're going to be sampling a bunch of different whiskeys. We might be hanging out with some of the cigar folks outside. We are probably even going to record an episode of 7.
Whoa.
From the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
You're right. Yeah. It's going to be an epic event.
Epic. I don't even think begins to describe it.
Yeah.
It's indescribable.
Monumental.
And we'd love it if everyone would join us at the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can do that by going to get your tickets at whiskeyandbizz.com.
Right.
whiskeyandbizz.com.
Sure.
That's the parent brand for the Orlando Whiskey Festival.
But what if our listeners needed a discount?
Oh, everyone needs to save a buck or two, especially in these times.
Yeah.
And they can do that through our promo code DSP15.
Gotta love a promo code.
Everybody loves a promo code.
Right.
DSP15. They can save money on the regular ticket.
Sure.
And you can save money on a VIP ticket.
Ooh.
I know.
Nice.
It's going to be a great time.
Can't wait.
Me neither.
I mean, I'll have to, but...
Hey, and welcome to Dreppin' Stone. Oh, shit. I just totally forgot everything. Because I said and. I said the word and that.
And... What do I got to do?
Well, I didn't say the. I think that's what it was. I didn't say the Dreppin' Stone podcast. I said and. I just said welcome to Dreppin' Stone.
Right.
And that messed everything up. I'm going to try it again.
No, that's great. Just leave it this way. We'll just keep going. Nice, throw it up for a change. People can be like,
throw it up.
Is this the episode? Are they? Is this for real?
I guess so.
They are going to start with bloopers finally. I've been waiting for it.
Listen, we're over 220 episodes. And I was literally thinking about it the other day, man, sometimes you just go into it and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Well, yeah, okay.
We did it.
I guess in that case.
Two friends raising a glass, having a conversation. They all know it already.
Unless they're new.
In which case, go listen to a previous episode and you'll hear what our intro normally sounds like.
Sure.
Or wait for next week. Listen to that one too.
Because this episode is probably not the episode you want to listen to if you're a brand new listener. Let's be honest.
I mean, it could be because it's going to give you a nice little overview of things, how we kind of run things down.
Okay.
Maybe that works. You're getting the benefit of hearing about a bunch of episodes in one episode.
Like a condensation, a condensed version of over 50 episodes, a year's worth of episodes.
A year's worth of episodes. Incredible.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And you can hear me botch the intro on a couple of them.
Yeah, especially if you listen to the bloopers.
Sure. You know what? Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
You want to drink something?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
good.
what we do.
Because I've messed up the intro and I ain't had nothing yet.
Yeah, no, just you want to drink something? Nah.
Two friends raise a glass that's empty.
Yeah,
okay.
We're raising empty glass.
Yeah, sure.
And have a conversation.
All right, well, I've got for us this week, this is the Unchill Filtered collection from Signatory Vintage.
Signatory.
Yeah.
This is our first Signatory bottle that we've specifically featured
on the podcast.
Yeah,
we've had a Signatory bottle.
Yeah.
You and I drank a Signatory bottle on a cruise ship.
Indeed. Great bottle.
And it never made it to the episode. Nope. I think we talked about it on one of those European vacation episodes this last summer.
Sure.
But we
didn't have anything left.
No,
so
it was gone.
It was a brief
conversation.
conversation.
Yeah, did you save the cork for that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't save the bottle, though.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, okay. This Signatory Vintage was distilled at the Bunnahabhain Distillery in 2013.
Cool.
I know. This is the Staoisha heavily peated Islay single malt Scotch whiskey.
Staoisha.
Yeah, at least I think I'm pronouncing that right. You know, it's Bunnahabhain, it's Gaelic.
For sure.
What? This is our second week in a row in a Bunnahabhain.
Man, Buna back to back. Back to back Buna.
Well, it's really funny because I got a Bunnahabhain back tattoo.
Right.
So, I'm having Bunnahabhain back to back to back. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, we'll see. Because I've opened this bottle, but I just had a little splash. So, we'll see.
Taste.
This was hand selected for a big box liquor store.
Okay.
This was actually a recommendation from a friend of ours on the social medias.
Huh.
Yeah, and his name's Sean. Can I name drop? I'm gonna name drop Sean. Sure. Sean was like, "Hey, that's what you want," and I said, "Okay, thank you, Sean."
Find it.
So we got it. And this is aged. It's got a lot. Look at the information on this thing.
That's super cool.
Yeah. It was aged 8 years. It was distilled on November 27th, 2013. It was bottled on June 15th, 2022.
Okay.
And it was matured in recharred barrels.
Sure.
This is cask number 900280, and it's bottled 240.
Do you think Bunnahabhain did that extra age, or do you think Signatory did that?
That is a great question for which I don't have an answer. Because
I bet it was. I wonder if I would lean towards thinking it was Signatory, but I really don't know much about their operation.
Well, I do. Here's what Signatory is. Signatory is an independent bottler, right? Much like our friend Dahi O'Connell.
Yep.
In which they purchase barrels. I don't know how much they're purchasing from literally like every major distillery.
Right.
In terms of like Scotch distilleries is kind of their go-to. I don't know if they go elsewhere. But I'm not sure if they're doing other things with it past that.
Right.
So like the Signatory bottle that we had in Italy that you found in the UK, that was, from my understanding, just a straight up purchase cask.
So yeah, I'm wondering if they just go to the different distilleries, my assumption is that they pick out their barrels that they know that they're going to use to make their basic product, not their basic, but that are right for making their, what's the right word?
No, so
I don't want to say basic, but it's like they know which barrels they need, what the flavor needs to be to hit, and make their unique flavor as is. And then you've got the special barrels that maybe this one's a little too sweet, maybe this one's a little too oaky, maybe this is it's off in just a bit, or maybe this one's just too good to put in a batch. It needs to be its own separate thing.
Yeah, that's my understanding of Signatory as a whole. Like, that's what they're doing. They're going to, in this case, Bunnahabhain, and they're saying, hey, what do you got that doesn't fit your profile? What do you got that, like, it's something like you don't know what to do with these things, or like it's not something, you don't have enough of it where you can like,
or I'm saying an instance where it's like it's too good,
or
it's
maybe
too
even
good to put in a batch that we're going to blend or anything like that. This just needs to be special and exist, and we can sell that to something like Signatory,
right?
And let them bottle it.
And so because they're single casks, I wonder if I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing.
Right.
They're going out, and as an independent bottler, they're selecting those specific casks. I don't think they're doing anything with them. I don't think they're re-aging them. I don't think like Dahi O'Connell, I don't think they're putting them in other things.
Does.
Yeah, where Dahi will put this distillate into a PX cask just to see what it does.
Right.
I don't think they're doing that.
Okay.
I think what they're doing is they're just buying casks outright, and then here it is.
Is that based off of like just what you've looked up about them?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know that.
Like I'd be like, I would just think, because they're kind of the biggest name in that business, I feel like, at least on my end of it, they're the most recognizable independent bottler.
Sure.
So I would almost think that, like, why wouldn't they?
Right.
I don't know.
It says on the bottle, due to no chill filtration, this whiskey may turn cloudy when stored in a cool place. And it's in a cool place because it's on a whiskey shelf.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
Cool place in Florida.
Well, it's talking about temperature.
Oh, yeah. I think it's that. I don't think it's like swagger.
I just thought it was about swagger.
Yeah, no,
damn it.
Yep.
It is both full-bodied and
that's
full
why it's not
flavor.
Oh,
that's hurtful.
You've had it in a cool place. It'd be cloudy as fuck right now, but it's not, because
okay.
That's why you were worried. I could see it on your face. No, this is a cool place. This is cool. This is cool. It's temperature. So don't let that hurt your feelings.
I see what you're saying. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Now
you're safe. You're safe.
Okay, now my feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Now that I understand it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're doing the right thing.
Let's open the whiskey.
Ooh.
That's a Bunnahabhain cork.
That's not a Signatory cork. They know what they're doing.
You're right.
Where are you at, Bunnahabhain?
All right. Look at that thing, man.
Whiskey in the glass.
Yeah, but it is so light compared to like what we know to be Bunnahabhain.
Yeah. Now that we've had, this is our third Bunnahabhain of the day.
Sure.
Yeah. We poured some of the 12 earlier, and it's got some color on it. This, however, does not.
On the nose?
Delightful.
That's a Bunnahabhain.
Yeah.
That smells unlike any Bunnahabhain. What? That's not true.
I was gonna say let's throw some
the
toe touch.
The toe touch, the Crook Mona. Yes, I'm gonna walk all that.
Okay.
Yeah, I sound like an idiot. Man, peat is in the air.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So like once you kind of get through the peaty nature, and to me it's a really briny peat.
Sure.
It's not like Lafroig. It's not super Band-Aid-y. It's not like really dark like a Lagavulin. It's like bright but briny. Hints of ocean air.
For sure. Yeah, it is on the sea, of the sea.
Beneath that, you get Bunnahabhain. There's that like just really warming, rounded honey note.
Yeah. That warm honey, subtle touch of raisin.
Yep.
Yep, it's in there. Just with a quilt of peat on top of it.
I would love a quilt
Keep
of peat.
it nice and toasty.
You think I could ask Carol if I can get a quilt of peat?
Yeah, sure.
God, what is that smell? Honey, that's my quilt of peat.
My quilt of peat. Smell like shit.
It smells like the house is burning down. Well, no, you'll be all right. Man.
Yeah, very oaky.
It almost doesn't lean oak to me. It just leans like lumberyard, like a mix of woods.
Sure.
And I love that the peat hangs on for days.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you ready?
Toe touching into it. Yep. That peat just keeps on going.
I got a Scotland hug. It's hugging my haggis.
What your haggis doing out? What the hell? Put that away.
I thought we were comfortable with each other.
Damn.
Whoa. Whoa. Wow. That is peaty.
That is peaty.
And it's a really like, it's aggressive to me.
It is aggressive.
Ooh.
It's very forward. It's very present. And it's there the whole time.
It does not let go.
But it's not offensive.
Okay. Agreed. Not offensive. Aggressive. Yeah.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there and it's at the forefront the whole time. But it doesn't ever get to be annoying, or like
Sure.
in the way.
Sure.
Of enjoying the whiskey.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Like it's still part of the whiskey.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I think about like, I know you haven't had Octomore, and I know I've mentioned it before, but Octomore is at least the version I had. I don't remember which one it was, but it was annoying. Like it was offensive. It was a peat that was like, God, like that's just too much.
Right.
And it didn't round out the glass. There was nothing like, man, that thing complements everything going on. This is absolutely a compliment, but it's peppery to me. Like I get those Bunnahabhain notes.
Right.
I get some like raisin and the warm honey and like the mulling spices and the warm and the rich.
Right.
But just like a heap of black pepper and campfire.
Like which one was the more aggressive? Was it the toe touch or the Steeradeer?
The toe touch.
Okay. Man, I got to be honest, though. I kind of feel like just talking about the peat, but maybe it's more like an oak. Like it's on the back end, that bitter that dominates the back end.
Yeah. I
can't decide, is that more of the peat bitter or is that the barrel bitter?
I just get peat all the way through. And like there's a bunch of other notes going on, and I think those notes are great.
Right.
But it's that aggressive peat that just latches on, and it's just like it's just like
yeah.
That's what's driving the flavor profile completely.
Totally.
I think you're right. I don't think it gets to the offensive, but it's like heading in that direction.
I mean, to me, right off the top of my head, it's reminding me of the peat nature of the Barbecue.
Sure.
Like in that it dominates and it's there the whole time. It doesn't ever let go. Like I think the Barbecue is a bit more spicy and funky and
Funky's
whatever.
Right. Funky's totally right.
This is more presented better.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a little prettier. It's got the sweet notes. It's not as funky. It's still got that very much like maritime kind of brininess. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more sophisticated, perhaps.
Yeah.
Whereas Barbecue is a little bit more rock and roll kind of a thing.
I agree. But to me, the Staoisha here is more sophisticated, but it's like you dress that punk rocker in a tux.
Right.
Like yes, it presents itself as that, but then you get this like layer beneath. It's like, oh no, you could set a car on fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, you're gonna double bass drum your way into oblivion. I see what you actually are.
Yeah, it's calmed down.
Okay.
If this was at barrel strength,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
would rock your world.
I don't think we said the ABV. It's at 46. Right. So you got 92 here. It's not quite pushing it that far. But you're right. If you crank this up to 106,
if you tried that at how when they picked that barrel, if you were there that day, you would have been like, whoa.
You're on the floor.
Yeah.
like
that would have just been, that would have been tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Having sat with it a minute, I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like I was saying, like it is aggressive, but I don't think it's offensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one that you can sit there and like think about and kind of go through it and remove layers and think about. Like, it's definitely one of those kind of whiskeys, but at no point is it ever like, yeah, but it's too much.
Right.
You know, it needs some ice or something. Like it's definitely not that.
Agreed. I think it's great. I love it's a great find. It's one of those like, this is why I like whiskey.
Right.
It's because I love, and we said it last week too, I love Bunnahabhain. I want to see what interesting shit comes out of Bunnahabhain.
Right.
There's something interesting out of Bunnahabhain.
Yep.
Is this going to be something that like, man, every time I see a bottle of this, I'm going to buy it? Probably not. But man, it's cool. And I'm going to gravitate back towards it.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got a great pour.
We always do.
Well, I mean, I'm looking back to
in the
list.
moment. Any pour is a great pour.
Sure,
in the moment.
Sure.
That's when we always say.
Although, listen, I put together the data for this year's review episode.
Whoa.
What?
That's what we're doing?
Yeah, well, we're reviewing the year. I mean, everybody always saw the title, man.
That's great. That's great. I love these episodes.
I do too.
I really do.
I love that reflective aspect. You say that we always have a great pour. I'm looking back through this. We haven't always had a great pour. We've had a lot of great pours, but we haven't always had a great pour.
I still would say any pour is a great pour in the moment.
Do you not remember the seltzer episodes we did?
Those are not pours. That is a seltzer. We don't have a pour of seltzer.
Did you pour the seltzer in a glass?
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, that's not what I mean by a pour. Okay. And I bet if we go back and listen to those episodes, you didn't say, well, we've got a great pour.
I think we said,
what are we going to talk about?
We've got a drink.
Yeah.
All right. So let's run through some of the info from this past year, the 2023.
All right.
Okay?
I love these.
Okay. So in the year 2023, as best I could, and I know like there are going to be some diehard listeners that are going to call us on this, but to be fair, I put this together like in about half an hour.
Real quick.
Yeah. So I did the best I could with the time that I had.
Yep.
In the year 2023, we started with our 2022 year in review.
Right.
Okay. And that was episode 171.
Gotcha.
That actually came out in very early 2023. It actually came out after the new year, just like how everything lined up. It actually came out after the new year.
Right.
This episode comes out before the new year.
Nice.
Yeah. So, things are a little weird, but that's how it works out.
Yep.
So we started with episode 171.
Yep.
And this is episode 222.
222.
Yeah. I'm not going to do any math because the math never checks out.
Yeah.
This year, and I want to compare this year to last year. Okay. This year, we had 18 total bourbons.
Nice.
I know. Last year, in 2022, we had 30 total bourbons.
Okay. It's a little
bit less there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little adjustment.
And we're going to talk about this. We're going to kind of break it down. This year, 2023, we had 6 total ryes.
Yep.
Last year, 2022, we had 7 total ryes.
Yeah,
so about even. In 2023, we did 8 Irish whiskeys.
Yep. 2022, that was only 5.
Oh,
so uptick in Irish.
A little bit of an uptick. In 2023, we did 5 batch cocktails.
Nice. We didn't do any in 2022.
All right.
That was not a featured beverage.
Oh, okay. In 2023, we did 26 scotches, including this episode.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, 2022, it was 27.
Oh, okay. It's about the same.
Yeah.
All right. In 2023, we did 15 total seltzers.
Ew. 2022, we only did 3. I like that trend better.
Okay. In 2023, we did 20 total beers.
2022 is only 15.
Wow. Okay. Slight uptick.
Yeah.
Yep. In 2023, we did 8 total gins.
We did 0 total gins in 2022.
Wow.
So
okay.
That was definitely a big swing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and you know what? Like looking back, we said that at the beginning of this year, 2023. We said this year we want to explore some new things.
Yep.
And I'm looking back through all this, and I think we absolutely did that.
Yeah, for sure.
We tried more seltzers.
Yep.
We tried more gins.
Yeah.
We got out of our comfort zone a little bit.
For sure.
In a good way.
Agreed. I'm looking at your spreadsheet here, and I'm just looking at the previous years.
Yeah.
Of where focus was, and like, man, 2021, that was a beer year.
It was. It was a beer year.
The vast majority of what we did, which granted, a lot of that was the summer.
Yeah.
The brewery tour.
Yeah.
But still, man, it was a heavy
yeah.
beer year.
2021, we did 86 beers.
86 beers were featured on the podcast.
Woo. And 11 bourbons.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And only 8 scotches. Like, I mean, it's not like, I don't.
But do you notice, like, so we have the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Do you notice the trend, though? You see the trend? We had 4 scotches in 2020.
Yep.
We had 8 scotches in 21.
Yep.
We had 27 in 22.
Yep.
And we have 24.
I think you said 26 after this one.
Yeah. So, like, we're trending up in Scotch.
Yeah.
And we're trending up in Irish as well.
Yep, for sure.
So interesting that we're moving in interesting directions.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily like preference. Well, I mean, it definitely, obviously, is preference, especially like in Scotch.
Yeah.
I think we've found a bit of a sweet spot.
Yeah.
For our enjoyment of Scotch. But yeah, it's interesting to see the ebb and flow of what we're interested in at any given time.
Totally.
Pretty cool.
I mean, this is one of our lower beer years as a whole.
Yep.
And to be fair, like, we're thinking about this featured on episodes. Like, obviously, like, outside of episodes, hanging out and doing different things. Like, this is not just, things that we've had, but like what we've featured this year.
Right.
I would say it's a Scotch and Irish whiskey kind of year.
For sure. I mean, that's definitely like I think clearly a focus for us.
Yeah.
Which, and I think in a lot of sense too, like, I think specifically with Scotch, it's easy to make that a focus because there is so much variety.
Right.
There's so many different things.
Right. Well, and I think for us, like, obviously we have access to a lot of great bourbon.
Right.
But it's just like where our tastes have gone this year, what we've experienced this year, where we've been able to travel this year, and that's where we gravitated towards. Yeah. So I think what would be really fun to do is kind of work our way through each of these categories, like we've done in prior years, and talk about what we liked and what we can leave behind in this previous year.
Cool.
Let's start with your favorite category.
Yep.
The seltzer. Yeah. Okay.
Not a lot to say there.
Well, all right. So of the seltzers, there's 15 of them. We did the Sunny D seltzer. We did 4 Jim Beam Kentucky coolers, 4 Mountain Dew, different Mountain Dew seltzers, and 4 Topo Chico seltzers. Of those, what stands out to you as being the highlight in the seltzer category? If you had to go back and do seltzer again.
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
I just briefly looking at it, I feel like I guess the Topo Chico. I feel like they were not as, I don't know. I remember having strong, hard feelings about the Mountain Dew.
Yep.
I feel like I remember the Jim Beam coolers not being great.
Sunny D was
Sunny D.
awful.
Sunny D is like, it's not anything you want to ever gravitate to. So yeah, I guess the Topo Chico.
Yeah, I think so too.
I feel like I remember those not being awful.
I actually just got through the remainder of those. And by just
Nothing
got through
says the holiday.
Well, what I mean is, like, those are, man, I want something, but I don't want something. So like, I'm just going to do the thing. I feel like I finished like the lemon and or lime, and those are palatable. I wouldn't say I like them, but I didn't dislike them.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just kind of where we are with seltzers. Like, we had some.
Sure. Yeah. I will say though, you mentioned the Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Yeah, hard pass.
Yeah, I know that there are listeners like, those things are fantastic.
Nothing wrong with that. If you like them,
yeah, sure.
More for you.
Yeah, you can put them over ice. You can do whatever you want. You shotgun them, sure, whatever. Not for me.
No,
not for me. Let's move up to the bourbon American whiskey category.
Okay.
You want me to run through them real quick? It's only 18.
Sure.
Okay. We got the Chattanooga Peated Single Malt, Doc Swinson Single Barrel Select, George Dickel 15, Smoke Wagon Uncut, Unfiltered, Wild Turkey Long Branch, High West Campfire, Fiddler Unison, Calumet Farms 15.
Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, Candy Corn, Heaven's Door Decades, EC, that's Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, Wild Turkey 101, Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit, Wild Turkey Rare Breed, Russell's Reserve Private Select, and a Midwinter Nights Dram. A Midwinter Nights Dram.
That's a good spread.
We plowed through some bourbon.
We did. Yeah, we did. What of these was your, let's say, top picks? I'll give you two. You can choose two of this. Top picks. Yep.
Two of those?
Yeah, in whatever kind of like way that you want to discuss them.
Definitely got to throw out a Midwinter's Nights Dram.
Okay.
Just delightful.
Yeah.
As hard as that bottle was to finally get for us.
Yep.
And to not be disappointed by it.
Right.
Definitely a highlight.
Okay.
That was great. Man.
I'm really interested.
That Magnus cigar boy. Like that one slaps. So good.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a highlight. Man, we did a lot of turkey. There's a lot of WTs on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely highlight those too. I mean, we certainly like. I'm looking at this and can't really like say boo to any of it. Which one? Which one am I missing? Oh, that Dickel, that old Dickel. All right, what are your top two?
All right, my top two out of this. I'm gonna agree with you 100%. A Midwinter Nights Dram, fantastic. Like way better than I thought it would be. For sure.
Yeah.
I also really liked that Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I love that episode because we did westerns in that episode.
Yeah.
That was a great episode.
Yeah, that was fun.
And like as much as you said the cigar blend, fantastic too. But like it's that Smoke Wagon Unfiltered Uncut that it just puts it over top.
Yep.
Yeah. What about your least favorite?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
That Dickel, man.
That George Dickel 15 year?
That George Dickel 15 year was just... Do you still have any of it?
I do, yeah. I like 3/4 of a bottle.
Yeah, we're going to have to like just...
Dump it?
I don't know what we do with it.
Share it with people we don't like?
I mean...
I don't know.
My memory still is that it was just boring.
Yeah.
Like, not that it was like disgusting.
No.
Not that it was like unpalatable, but it was just
it's
like,
a
man...
15-year bourbon that's not
interesting.
Good. There's not, I mean...
There's nothing to say about it. And it was just super boring and just kind of like, okay, well, one note, if I remember right. And I think it was like proof down to 80. So it was just super disappointing.
Yeah. I'm going to say another one too. I'm going to go with the Heaven's Door Decades. Not because I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
But because like... This is supposed to be a 10-year bourbon.
Right.
And it's fine. It's not worth the price tag.
Right.
It's like it didn't get a whole lot of hype other than like Heaven's Door is releasing a 10-year bourbon.
Right.
Like we said in that episode, I still see bottles of it everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. I still do too. And I definitely don't think it's certainly not better than the Heaven's Door cask strength.
Definitely not.
That's a much better bottle.
Yep, definitely. All right. You want to move on?
Okay.
Let's go to ryes.
The 6 ryes that we had were the Uncle Nearest rye, the Emerald Giant cask strength rye, the Old Overholt rye, Redemption rye, Whistle Pig 10-year single barrel rye, and Jack Daniel's single barrel bear proof rye.
Oh, man. I tell you what my favorite is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I already know.
Oh, okay. Jack Daniel's single barrel. Yeah. Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye.
Barrel proof.
Yeah. Although, honorable mention to that Emerald Giant.
Yeah, I love that bottle.
Yeah.
That's a great rye.
You still have any of that?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's up on that top shelf. I don't hit it too often because I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a great rye. But there's something about that Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye.
Yep.
Just, man, it kicks in all the right ways.
What I love about doing this is that I look at these and I'm like, yep, I need to do a tasting. I need to blind those up right there. I need to blind up that Uncle Nearest, that Emerald Giant, and that Jack Daniel's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good call. Good call.
That'd be amazing.
Let's talk about Irish whiskey.
Irish.
What? That was more Scottish.
Oh, is it? Is there a difference?
Oh my God. I'm going to leave my own house.
Yeah, it just like there's a missile on the way right now. It's too late, my friend.
Wow. All right. So our Irish whiskeys this year was the West Cork 8-year.
Yep.
Yellow Spot.
Yep.
Jameson.
What?
Yeah, we did it with a St.
Jameson.
We did it with a St. Patrick's Day episode.
Straight Jameson?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a bottle in the back of the shelf back there.
Makes sense.
Blue Spot, the W.D. O'Connell From Clare to Here, the W.D. O'Connell Lockendall, which I think is more of a Scotch, but I put it there. Mm-hmm. The Connemara 12-year, and the W.D. O'Connell Carry Out Killarney 20th Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you something.
Yep.
I'm looking through this list.
Yep.
This is the toughest list for me.
Oh, for Irish?
Yeah. Just like what can I pick out as the top two? I know it's my bottom, but I like my top two. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's super tough.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So I'm going to ask you then.
Okay.
What are your top two?
Just from memory and what's sticking out in my mind, I'm pretty sure that Carry Out Killarney from W.D. O'Connell was a highlight.
Yeah.
I remember like loving that bottle.
Yep.
And I think, honestly, what played part into that, it was just like having no clue really what it was.
Sure.
And then once we had it in the glass and we tried it, and it was like, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, because it's a partner with Western Herd, which is a brewery, and it was a stout, and then they like filled the whiskey into the stout barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a good bottle.
So interesting.
The other one for me is really easy, and that's Blue Spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not gonna hold it back anymore. I'm gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like that Clare to Here was really good.
For sure.
The Lockendall was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like we've been searching for another bottle of that. We've asked Dahi for a bottle. But yeah, absolutely. That Carry Out Killarney is so interesting.
Yep.
Just because you have Irish whiskey, you've got all the stout notes.
Yep.
And then you've got some proof there to contend with, and it's great.
Yeah, great like marriage of ideas right there.
Yeah, if I'm thinking though of bottle that like unicorn I've wanted for years, it's Blue Spot.
Oh yeah.
Like I had a little bit of it.
Yeah,
I know I've told you this, but listeners, so I bought those two bottles for just over $100. They were like great price,
right?
Just over $100.
Yeah,
I saw this bottle at a store for $250, and that was the going price. That wasn't markup.
Right.
Going price. I went,
yeah,
so sad, because I'm not paying $250 for it.
Yeah.
Good thing I have a backup, but I'm gonna be very, very leery about opening that back up.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, you know, the two that you, I mean, maybe they up production on it and it becomes more readily available.
I hope so,
but it's also one of those concerns of like, what if it doesn't though? And what if the price stays up there?
Maybe.
And what if these are like the only two bottles you ever have of it?
Man.
I feel like that's always kind of like the concern.
That's the concern.
I used to think in terms of like the whiskey boom, the bourbon boom, that like it was going to give way to a different spirit or something.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like historically what it's been. But I almost kind of think now if it's going to be more of an issue of, or a situational thing of something else will come along within the category,
right,
that will shoot up and bring the other thing down. And I wonder if that's going to be more of what ends up happening, is that, oh man, here comes this new release from this thing, and that becomes
there it is,
the thing, so that the other things can come down. And so it's like, oh yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to try that thing when it was at its peak, but I got it a few years later. Almost kind of like what kind of seems like maybe what we did with Midwinter's Night Dram.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe even like people with Campfire. Like now I got Campfire. And
yeah, similar kind of a thing of like I didn't get it then,
right,
but I can try it now,
yeah,
and at least say that I've had the thing.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And maybe it's still great, or maybe it's not.
I mean, having, you know, when I was in Ireland, I didn't see it anywhere. And maybe it's just where I was. I mean, we talked about this. Like, I was lucky enough to try Gold Spot, which was such a good experience. Although the place I had it didn't have Glencairns, which I'm still pissed about. Like, it's
Dirty
one
Rocks
of my,
glass.
It's one of my biggest regrets ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to call Darren and be like, listen, do me a favor. Send them a case of Glencairns. They don't deserve it, but I need the people that go in because they're deserving.
I think there's a better lesson to learn, which is, I think it's get that little travel Glencairn.
I already bought one.
So just you just always like, especially when you're overseas,
sure,
just always have it with you.
I always have
if you know you're going to a bar,
yeah,
just always have it with you. So if you do get, because like there's a great whiskey bar downtown in Orlando that I like to go to that they don't serve it. They serve it in a Dirty Rocks glass. I want that thing.
Yeah.
How I can most enjoy it.
And
I'm still going to enjoy it in that Dirty Rocks glass, but I would more enjoy it in my Glencairn.
And I feel like if you walked in with a Glencairn, like in that nice leather travel case, and you're like, hey, I would like, a pour of whatever. They're going to pour into a jigger or whatever the measuring thing is. Anyway, can you just pour in this glass for me? Yeah. Like, you're going to look like a douche, but you're going to have a great experience.
It's always okay to look like a douche as long as you got a reason to.
And I've got a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this case.
And I can explain why.
Correct. Yeah. And I'm paying for the thing either way.
So, yeah, douche away.
You should douche away. Should you get a discount? Because, like, I'm not paying for your glass.
Yeah, you're going to save money.
Yeah. Like,
you have to clean it.
That's easy $5 off. Wow.
Listen, expensive soap.
Let's go to the beer category, shall we?
All right, I'll do the first column, you do the second column.
All right.
We've got Guinness Stout.
Uh-huh.
We've got the NA, the Guinness Zero.
All right.
We've got Ology Rainbow Colored Glasses. We've got Tripping Animals Limonada Rosada. Sierra Nevada, Sunny Little Thing, Hazy Little Thing, Wild Little Thing, and also the Big Little Thing.
We've got Dead Lizards 321 Liftoff Light Ale. We've got the Schlafly Oktoberfest, Walking Tree Volksmark, Erdinger's Dunkel, Sam Oktoberfest, Green Bench Fest Beer, Blue Point Oktoberfest, Elysian Night Owl, Tripping Animals Pumpkinadelic, Florida Avenue's Imperial Pumpkin, Three Sons Pumpkin Spice Latte, and finally Schlafly's Pumpkin Ale.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Heavy beer episode there.
Well, I'll tell you, most of those come from the Oktoberfest and the pumpkin beers.
Yeah, a lot of them always do.
Yeah. So
we're actually we're light on that episode this year.
We are. Yeah.
We didn't do nearly as many as we normally do.
Of those, what stands out to you as like being just great?
In all honesty, like I think the most surprising thing on this list to me was that Guinness Zero.
Agreed.
And completely. Like how good that was. Especially compared to just a normal Guinness.
Yeah, because it's Guinness.
It was mind-blowing.
I mean, like, you could give a Guinness drinker and say, like, this is Guinness. They're going to be like, it's a little off.
Right.
Like, sure.
But it's probably just a funky keg or something.
Right. The lines are a little dirty.
Yeah.
But as far as
flavor, mouthfeel.
Oh, yeah.
All of it.
Great.
It was all there.
Great. I'm going to, I agree with you completely. And I'm also just going to come back to the Schlafly pumpkin. Because it's just so good. It is so representative of what a pumpkin beer should be, what a pumpkin beer is. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think that one it has become like my perennial. Like when I finally see it in the store, I'm like,
it's fall!
Yay!
Yeah. In terms of being disappointed by anything, you disappointed by anything?
Disappointments on the beer.
Yeah.
Nothing's jumping out at me. Was there one for you?
Not really. Like nothing. I was like, man, that is disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everything within that Pumpkin Oktoberfest episode was fine. I think we were down on beer this year.
Yeah,
a whole, but
yeah,
nothing's really jumping out as like that was.
If I could say, like, if I remember right, that Lemonada Rosada from Tripping Animals, I think we were both like, oh, right. in that episode. But I'm not. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I still like Tripping Animals. Like,
oh yeah, me too.
A lot of their stuff is fantastic. So it's hard for me to remember what that one even was.
All right, let's jump down to the gin category.
Gin.
All right, I'm going to read the first one. You read the second one.
Okay.
All right. We had the Gray Whale, the Botanist, the Tanqueray, the Gordons.
Wow. We also had Neptuna from
Hendrix.
We had Luna from
Hendrix.
Yeah. We had the Orbium from
Hendrix,
yeah. And then we also had the Midsummer Solstice, and that was from
Hendrix as well.
Hendrix, yeah. So yeah, Hendrix Roundup.
Yeah. We did 8 gins this year.
Woo. Nice uptick.
Yeah, I know. From zero. I really enjoy a good gin.
Yeah.
And I enjoy a good gin
sure.
tonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What stands out for you this year?
It's got to go to Gray Whale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I was so in love with that. I immediately went out and bought a bottle of it, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely is great. So I still need to get a bottle of the Botanist because that is also great.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, I need to get it. But yeah. I've usually got a bottle of scotch in my hand walking up to the cash register when I see it. So,
well, I mean, the Botanist is made by Brooklotic. So
I know. So it's like, it's kind of like buying a scotch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Of the gins, that is my second or third bottle of Gray Whale this year. And it's great. Yeah. It's a fantastic gin.
Yep.
It's got a cool story. It also like goes to help preserve oceans, like a portion of the proceeds. So like you feel a little good about buying the bottle. Nice. I know. It's fantastic. All right. And finally, Kyle, let's talk about the Scotch.
Oh boy,
I know.
The big boy category.
You want to run through the first column there?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So we started with Loch Lomond 12, Talisker 10, Lafroig 10, Brooklottie Port Charlotte 10, Benrike 10, the Benrike Smoky 10, the Benrike 12, the Benrike Smoky 12, Ardbeg Ugadal, Bunnahabhain 2022 Cask Strength, Aberlour Abanad, Highland Park Cask Strength, Highland Park Gulf Coast, and Ardbeg Corey Reckon.
The Lafroig Cask Strength, the Lagavulin 11-year Charred Cask, the Lejeg 10-year, the Bunnahabhain Anclotic, the Bunnahabhain Crookvona, the Iron 10-year, the Ardbeg Bazarbecue, the Portiskeag 101, the Portiskeag 10-year, the Oban 10-year special release, the Bunnahabhain Aban Areg, and the Bunnahabhain Signatory Staoisha.
Bro. I know. I mean, damn. Like, what a category. That is insanity.
I'm going to call it the year of Scotch, man.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Some heavy hitters in there.
Only when you're looking back on the episodes can you be like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, we tried a lot of fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it's just how good of a category
and that's just what we feature on episodes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, legit.
Wow. Okay. Jeez,
that's insanity. It's so, I'm like, there's not another category like that.
No.
Like in every other category, it's like, oh yeah, like I remember not being wowed by that, and like that was like, but those were really good.
Yeah.
But it's like in Scotch, every single one I was like, yep, no, that's good, that's good, oh, that was great, that was good, that's absolutely phenomenal. There's probably nothing better than that one. And, how do you beat that one? That's nuts.
Yeah.
What a rundown.
Okay.
Top two.
I'll give you my top two. I'm going to give you my top two.
Bullshit.
Yep. Nope.
Top two in this moment right now.
I'm going to give you.
But they're going to be different in 5 minutes.
No joke. My top two.
Top two. I need to hear it in progressive order. I need to hear your second place of the top two, and then number one.
You would do that.
I don't want to question it. I don't want you to list two, and then I have to think which one do you like better. I want you to definitively say it in this moment.
Okay.
And they can be different in 5 minutes.
All right. Number two, Highland Park Gulf Coast Edition.
Yep.
Because it is, man, that thing punches so hard. It's 130 something.
Yeah.
It's a sherry bomb. It's everything that you could think about. It's Scotch.
Yeah.
Like, but just dialed up so much.
Yeah.
That's my number two. What's your number two?
My number two, it's not fair.
No, never is.
No, it's really not. And I'm going to tell you why it's not. Because I've got a deeper relationship with a lot of these by virtue of I've had more pours of it.
Okay.
My number two is going to be the Oban 10-year special release.
I don't disagree at all. What a fantastic Scotch. That, can I tell you, that's what I was battling.
Yeah.
I was battling with that as a number two.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's an experience. It's an experience. Like what
there was
you
a
just
dramatic
said,
pause that Nick just cut out, but just so you know, there was a really long pause where like we just looked into each other's eyes.
It's an experience. It truly is.
Yeah, I mean it's so well rounded. It's really it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
It's funky. It's just got everything.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Number one.
I'm gonna regret this in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, totally. Me too.
My number one Scotch this year is Ardbeg Bazarbecue.
The Bazarbecue. The bizarrest of BQs.
And here's why. Several reasons.
Yeah.
It is weird. It's so weird.
I think that's what Ardbeg does really well.
It is weird in all the right ways. It is weird in the way of like, okay, Ardbeg.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to buy your $300 bottle, but I want to buy your $300.
But you make me want to think about it really hard.
It is weird.
Yeah.
And it is such a good price for such an interesting, funky Scotch.
I got to say, like, that's got to be, for me, the surprise of the year of these bottles. Because, like, I mean, we said it on the episode. I wasn't really, like, into it, thinking about it.
Yeah.
But you were like, hey, if you see this, get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, fair enough. Even to see the bottle, I'm just kind of like, what is this?
Yeah. Nick done lost his mind.
Dude, there's no reason for us to get this bottle. Like, they teamed up with some local barbecue. Come on, man. wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
Yeah. Like it should not be as good as it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say like that everyone should run out and buy a bottle. Like only if you are into just weird, funky, smoky scotches should you really do this.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. Like
it's for
roasted,
me, though.
what was it? Roasted artichokes.
Yeah.
Is one of the
like
flavor notes.
It's strange. It's bizarre, but cute.
But man,
it is great.
It's really good.
And I recommend everyone go buy it, but only if you are interested in weird scotches.
Or only if you are going to give it to us.
Correct. If you're not interested in weird scotches, but you want to buy us a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Or a late Christmas present.
There's one there. Yeah. There's one there.
All right. What about you? What is your top pick in this moment?
In this moment, if I throw it at this moment, I went through this bottle way faster than I should have.
Oh.
I'm sticking with Ardbeg.
Yeah.
But it's the Cory Reckon.
It's the Cory Reckon. Yeah.
I really like that bottle was so good, man. And I think it hit everything that I really like in scotch and smoky scotches, and it was salty.
Yeah.
It was a little funky, and it was great.
Yeah.
Like I've held on to the Ugadal. I've still got some of that one left, and I think it's just out of like respect and sadness that I don't have the Cory Reckon.
Right.
Because the Ugadal's great, but it's just like it's more put together.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the Cory Reckon that's the one that's like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Like I love that Ugadal.
Yeah.
But the Cory Reckon's more rugged.
Yeah.
It's a little more funky.
Yeah.
What does it say though that both of our top picks are Ardbeg?
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Indeed.
So
yeah.
All right. That might tell us some stuff.
I think it does.
Yeah.
But man, what a year of
What
scotch.
a year.
I mean,
man.
like let's like look at the ones that we didn't pick.
I know. I just had a conversation with a listener about the Loch Lomond 12. Like, you cannot find a better bottle at that price range.
Price. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Get out of here.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. As we wrap this up, let's just kind of like, what are the top 2 episode topics or episodes that we did that just like really stand out to you this year?
Honestly, like looking back at our episode list this year, it's not necessarily like an episode, but it's how many event episodes we had.
Yeah.
Like Brewfest.
Yep.
It's just how many cool things we got to do through the podcast. That's something we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
So that's pretty damn cool. I mean, even just, conversations with Dahi, the things that the podcast has, like the doors that it's opened.
Sure.
And like when I look back at the episodes, like that's so cool.
I agree completely. Like it's those kind of episodes that stand out to me. The conversation with Darren, like the fact that we talked with Darren from Glencairn Crystal.
Yeah.
Like how cool.
Yeah.
And for me, like, we didn't talk about this at all. That's exactly what I'm taking away from this year. Like the opportunities that we've had through the podcast. We went to the Great American Beer Fest this year. We went to the Bolts Brew Fest this year.
Right.
We talked with Darren. We talked with Dahi. We've had Batch and Bottle. We went to just recently. We went to the Highball whiskey or the Highball cocktail contest.
Right.
Like how many cool things have we done this year through the podcast that we never would have done?
Yeah.
That's a big takeaway from this year.
Yeah.
We did a lot of philosophy heavy episodes this year. We did some pop culture stuff this year. Like I love that we run the gamut. Like there's nothing, and I think that's something that we constantly hear from listeners too, is like, you're not the blank podcast.
Right.
You are that podcast where literally it's like two friends raising a glass and having a conversation.
Yeah. What are you talking about this
week? Our friends just happen to be sort of intelligent friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like the fact that we could have such amazing conversations with amazing people.
Yeah.
And if you scroll down to the bottom of this document, Kyle, that I've created here, you'll see that was actually one of our goals for 2023.
Right.
To do more interviews and to do more cool stuff.
Yeah, because we kind of dipped our toes into it.
Yeah.
Last year.
We did.
So to do a lot more of it this year and just all the cool things that we got to do.
Yeah. I'll tell you a little about, behind the scenes kind of inside baseball. Like those episodes are difficult just because like there's so many moving parts. There's a lot of planning that goes into it.
Right.
There's a lot of like scheduling that goes into it, a lot of editing that goes into it.
Right.
But I love those episodes.
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
Yep.
Our other goal this year was to just keep plugging away. And I think we've achieved that too.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's definitely, we've evolved.
Yep.
The podcast is growing.
Yeah.
All good things.
More downloads, more friends on social media, more listens as a whole. Like it's so much fun.
Yeah.
At the very base root of it, I get to hang out with a friend.
Yeah, we're still doing the very basic thing.
I get to learn more about me and you.
Yep.
I get to learn more about whiskey.
Yep.
What's better than all of that?
Nothing. Like that's the benefit of all of it.
Exactly. And that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's how we started.
And that's why we continue to do it.
Indeed.
So here's to another year, man.
Indeed.
And I think our goals for next year, same, keep plugging away at it.
Yep.
And I would love to expand on what we've already done this year, and I would love to do more interviews, and I would love to talk to more interesting people.
Yep. I can't wait to see our Scotch list for next year.
Scotch and Irish list is going to be wild. Yeah. On that note, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
No, me neither. Hey, buddy, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
We're not old acquaintances, and we shouldn't be forgot, but
all lang syne?
It's something like that.
Okay. Well, we'd love to know what you think about the Bunnahabhain Staoisha heavily peated Islay single malt Scotch whiskey.
Yeah, I'm sure you've had it. What did you think of it?
Probably. And we'd also love to know, what are your goals for 2024?
Yeah, it's that time of year for reflection and looking forward. What are you going to do with it?
And that's the most important thing. Like, look back. What did you like? Yep. What would you change? And how are you going to apply that for the new year?
Move forward.
Well, you can get in touch with us through email. It's drippingstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
Don't know if you've ever been on social media. It's this really cool thing. You can go on there. You can share pictures, like pictures of other people, and like make friends and stuff. If you socialize your media, though, wherever you choose to do that,
sure,
look for us. We're usually there, one word, DREP and Stone. And then we are also socializing our media.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see some stuff, and it's really cool.
Likes and thumbs and shares and stuffs.
Way up in there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we love it if you support the podcast. You can do that by rating Dripping Stone wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one.
Just like this one.
You can also support the podcast financially through our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/drippingstone.
Yep.
And you can finally support the podcast. Probably the easiest and honestly most effective way is to tell someone about Dripping Stone.
Yeah. Let a neighbor know.
Yeah. Comes up in conversation all the time with me anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
And I tell as many people as I possibly can.
Yeah.
There are people who are tired of hearing about it.
For sure.
But they've also are listeners. So,
right. That's right.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And your shiny new ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Sure.
Oh, this glass has some schmutz on it too.
Extra flavor. We ain't doing dishes. I can. We can tennis this if you want. I can do the 2020. I thought you were gonna say campfire.
Really?
Just in terms of like expectation. And just
okay.
Sadness.
Yeah.
Skip over that.
I'll cut that out. I did something wrong here. What have I done?
Beer. We would probably enjoy doing cooler things.
I would like to do cool things in the future.
Correct. Kind of a thing.
Hi, you're on with the Dripping Stone podcast.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I thought we were gonna get these calls filtered.
Yeah.
Where's our phone call manager?
She's on the phone with us.
Billy! Hey, Billy!
What are you guys drinking?
I'm gonna have to buy a Dickie.
Got it. Save one for me, Clark.
I get paid $10 an hour. Y'all want to do what? I have a degree from RISD, and I'm doing this shit.
Happy drinking. I'll see you on Saturday.
May old acquaintance
forgot and that was pretty.
So good.